just begin by sharing a little bit about, I know, over the course of, and Matt can speak to this a little bit, let's say the last 5 or 6 years, our department has come a long way. And we are fortunately, knock on wood, are not constantly having safety issues. And one of the reasons why we wanted to highlight this today is because that's for a good reason. It's because our department has gone through a lot of changes with respect to route timings, assignments, accuracy with pickups, and most importantly, safety. And especially, we don't want to draw an unfair comparison to things like buses or other vehicles the city has to drive, but our solid waste department does an outstanding job. They're really a role model for other departments. And in many ways in other cities, one of the things that's awesome is when I talk to other mayors, a lot of them are mired in challenges with their solid waste department. We are not. And so it's a credit to everyone on the front line, our trainers, our management, and even our executive team. So it's something that we want to remind folks that as many challenges as we have, I'm grateful that we don't have a ton of challenges around solid waste. And we continue to move forward too. So this Fleet Minder program here is also going to be integrated in some ways with code enforcement and with different ways when we need access to, okay, what did we see yesterday at this particular address? We're actually going to have some additional footage. So, most of the time it's not necessarily about public safety or law enforcement, but it definitely could be about code enforcement, abandoned cars, and again, buildings that aren't meeting code and things like that. So, and of course, when there is needed footage and there happens to be perhaps a crime incident, now we're going to have this additional footage to rely on. So we're very excited about that too. That's part of kind of the one Albuquerque donation from solid waste to other departments. So thank you for that. So let me share a couple of facts and we'll just take questions. Again, want to mention for us, we pretty much collect trash almost every day of the year. There's a few days that are off, and this is something that we've been doing for a long time in our city, and we've been able to do across, whether it's rain, sleet, or snow, or traffic accidents and everything that happens. We're able to continue our service and have really an excellent track record on that. The technology here is part of our continued effort to public safety. And as you can see with all things that are going on, whether it's pedestrian safety or families and so forth, for our drivers to be able to hit their route commitments that they have in the time that they have in an efficient way, but also in a safe way, is outstanding and does require new technologies like this that we're glad to have. So this training tool really is about empowering our drivers also to feel confident on their routes and also, again, be safe and improve efficiency. So we have a department's goal to have all drivers trained by the end of 2020 with refreshers every 2 years. And so I think with that, we do have our director here for questions, but I think most importantly for our trainers and drivers. If you have any questions, fire away.
What was the experience like?
So it's a little disorienting, I will say, which is something I think also when you drive a large vehicle, not like I have a ton of experience. But you do really have to get used to it. I mean, whether it's maneuvering a huge boat or a bus or a trash collection vehicle, you're up high, there's a lot of momentum behind you. I think also, I did notice the accuracy, which I always am impressed how they stop, like right at the trash can and pick it up. That's hard to do, man. That is a real craft that I think comes with time. I don't think I actually would be able to pick up any of the ones that I stop by. And then I think the braking too. The braking is totally different than a standard vehicle that you're used to.
As you go through your route because you're adding weight to your truck, so your braking is different throughout the whole day.
That's a great point.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, I would just throw out too. One of the things that we've really instituted and even actually before us is pride in the vehicle. This is a situation we often take it for granted, but much like a police officer and their vehicle, these vehicles are a mobile office, and that's why whether it's their cleanliness or whether it's the shape they're in with respect to mechanical ability, we do all that in-house, and that's something we're very proud of and something that is really important so the driver knows their truck, because when you're dealing with vehicles of this nature, each truck is a little bit different. I do think one thing is remember backing up, especially we didn't simulate that, but I do know despite all the technology and everything, there's almost always going to be blind spots. And, especially depending on your height and things like this or darkness, the lighting is an issue too. And so, just folks remember like that beeping sound pretty much means get out of the way, you know. And so that's just to be on the safe side. I would remind folks to do that. The other thing is our drivers, they are supposed to essentially accelerate and stop. A lot of people are like, wow, they're really kind of revving their engines, but they have to make up for the stop time in between the stops. So they're doing that on purpose, and they're well trained to do it. All right, well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks. Well, I'd love to take another run sometime and really have some fun,
Yeah,
you know.
we can put you on a landfill, we can put you anywhere.
Ooh, the landfill, that would be cool.